Whenever I get a wholesale deal under contract, I usually have a cash buyer ready to go within 15 minutes. In today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to find cash buyers for your wholesaling real estate deals. How's it going, everybody? My name is Ray Rodriguez. I am in Ryan Pineda's Future Flipper All-Star Coaching Program. I've worked directly underneath Ryan for the last year and a half as his social media manager. As a Las Vegas local, I've had the pleasure of wholesaling a lot of my deals to Ryan Pineda himself. I recently had someone DM me on Instagram saying that they were extremely stressed out because they've had a wholesale deal under contract for a week and they cannot seem to find a cash buyer. They don't know what to do and they are stressed out about the entire situation. Now, when you are in a situation like that, it typically means one of two things. The first thing it can mean is you don't have a good deal at all. You've set out your deal to cash buyers and they've all passed on it because it is not a very good investment. Or the second thing it could mean is you really have no idea how to find a cash buyer. And if that's the case, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that in this video. Now, if you don't know how to find a deal for wholesaling real estate, I've made a video in the past explaining step by step absolutely everything you need to know in order to get your first wholesale deal. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can watch it after this video. Now, assuming you know how to find a deal, now you need to know how you can wholesale it and find a cash buyer so that you can get paid. So without any further ado, I'm gonna give you my top 5 free ways that you can find a cash buyer. Now, there are also some paid methods that you can use to go find yourself a cash buyer, but I promise you, when you are just starting out, these free methods are more than good enough for you to go out there and find yourself some cash buyers. Out of these 5 methods that I'm gonna share with you, the 5th one is my absolute favorite, so make sure to watch this video until the very end so that you can learn the best ways to find yourself cash buyers. The first way to find a cash buyer for free is simply on Facebook. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go on Facebook, then you're gonna go and search for a real estate investing group in your city. For example, here in Las Vegas, a big group is called Wholesale Las Vegas Real Estate. You're gonna join that group and then you're gonna make a post that says something along the lines of, "Hi, my name is Ray. I am a new wholesaler here in town. If you are a cash buyer, please drop your email down below." That is exactly what I did when I was looking for my first cash buyers, and I can tell you a lot of huge cash buyers in Las Vegas, such as Ryan Pineda, put their email below, and that way I was able to find cash buyers for the deals that I eventually got under contract and needed to wholesale. Another way to utilize Facebook and social media in general to find yourself a cash buyer is to go back on Facebook, and when you're searching for groups, instead of typing in wholesale Las Vegas real estate, just type in something more generic that does not include your city. For example, real estate investors. You're gonna find a ton of groups with tens of thousands of people that are already looking for real estate investors. Once you join those groups, at the top in the search bar, type in your city, and every single post that someone has made in that group which mentioned your city is going to come up. For example, if I joined a national Facebook group, I'm gonna type in Las Vegas, and everybody who has ever made a post in that group talking about investing in Las Vegas, their post is gonna show up. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the profile of every person who made a post talking about Las Vegas, and you're gonna send them a DM. Say something along the lines of, "Hey, my name is Ray Rodriguez. I see you are doing deals out in Las Vegas. I am a new wholesaler here in town. What's the best email to reach you at? I would love to have you on my cash buyers list." If you send out enough of those messages, I guarantee you are gonna have a big enough cash buyers list. So that is how I have utilized Facebook to find cash buyers, but what are some other ways that you can find cash buyers that do not involve Facebook? Before we head into the second way to find cash buyers, if you are getting any sort of value from this video whatsoever, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button down below, I would greatly appreciate it. So the second way that you can find cash buyers are through Google. All you're gonna do is you're gonna go on Google and type something along the lines of "cash for my home, Las Vegas," or or sell my house for cash, Las Vegas. Once you do that, what's going to happen is a whole bunch of house flipping companies are going to show up online, and then you're going to call them and reach out to them. Once you do that, you're going to give these companies a call and you're going to say something along the lines of, "Hey, my name is Ray. I'm a new wholesaler in town. I was Googling cash buyers here online and I saw that your company showed up. What is the best way to get in contact with you whenever I get a deal under contract? I would love to do some business with you." The person on the other line is going to be extremely happy that you called them, and they are going to give you their email address or the best way to get in contact with them, because they know that if you find a good deal, the both of you are going to make some money. So Google is another very good way to find cash buyers, and it does not cost you a dime. The third way to find cash buyers is through bandit signs. Sometimes when you are driving around rougher parts of town, you're gonna see signs on a pole or stuck to a tree that say something along the lines of, "Sell your house for cash, call this number," or "Do you want to sell your house? Call this number for a cash offer." What you're gonna do is you're gonna call these people, and very similarly to what you've done with these first two methods, you're gonna introduce yourself as a new wholesaler and you're gonna ask them for their contact information. The next way to find cash buyers absolutely for free is through meetups. Now that all of the public meeting restrictions have began to lighten up a little bit across the nation, meetups are happening once again all across the country. Now what you need to do is you need to find a way to find these meetups so that you can go and network with other cash buyers and other wholesalers. One of the best ways to find real estate investor meetups is on social media. So back to the very first method that I shared with you on how to find cash buyers. Once you join these Facebook groups, keep an eye out for real estate investor meetups. I know here in Las Vegas, there are a ton of meetups happening every single month. I always run into brand new wholesalers at these meetups, and there are always going to be cash buyers at those meetups as well, looking to network with wholesalers. Going to these meetups is a very good way to connect with cash buyers because you can ask them face to face what their criteria is. Some of these cash buyers are flippers, but others might be long-term buy and hold rental investors, and they might be willing to pay an extra $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for a deal as opposed to a flipper. So here's the tip: whenever you do go to these meetups, make sure to ask everyone what their criteria is for buying a deal. Let me give you an example. You are a brand new wholesaler and you come to a meetup. Person A tells you that they are a flipper and they would only pay $200,000 for a particular deal. You say, "Great, thank you very much." You get their contact information, and then you go talk to somebody else and they tell you that they are a buy and hold investor and that they would be willing to pay $230,000 for that exact same deal. Now, because you got in your car and you went to these meetups, you had the opportunity to connect with different cash buyers, and now you have someone on your buyers list who can potentially pay $30,000 more for the exact same property as opposed to somebody else. So basically, you can make yourself an extra 30 grand just by connecting with the right people. Because of that, meetups are a very good way to get in contact with cash buyers and talk to them face to face about what they are looking for in a deal. Now, my fifth and absolute favorite way to find cash buyers is through masterminds. A mastermind is a group of people who are interested in the same topic and you all network and mastermind together, hence why it is called a mastermind. I'll give you a perfect example. Like I said at the start of the video, I am in Ryan Pineda's Future Flipper All-Star Mastermind. We all meet up here in Las Vegas every 3 months to talk about how our businesses are going and to share ideas with one another. And by the way, if you are interested in coming to one of these meetups and networking with people who are flipping 50 homes a year, 100 homes a year, or even more than that, make sure to send me a DM on Instagram. I'll give you all the information that you need to know in order to come to one of these masterminds with Ryan Pineda and with myself. Now, let me share with you why a mastermind has such more added value than a free meetup that you hear about online. I personally do not have any tattoos. However, a friend of mine recently got a tattoo, and I remember she FaceTimed my girlfriend and I in tears tears because she absolutely hated the tattoo. I casually asked her how much money she paid for that tattoo, and I believe it was something like 12 bucks. And when I looked at the tattoo, I was like, yeah, that does look like it could have cost you $12. So my girlfriend and I ended up going with her to another tattoo place to get that tattoo fixed, and it ended up costing a whole lot more than 12 bucks to make it look nice. So why am I sharing that, and how does that relate to real estate masterminds? Well, a lot of times when you go to these free masterminds, a good amount of people in there are people who are just kind of interested in real estate. They're not really making their phone calls. They're not prospecting. They're not cold calling. They're not making offers. They're not knocking on doors asking if people want to sell their house. They're just kind of dabbling in real estate, not too sure what it is that they want to do. But if you're watching this, I'm going to assume you are serious about real estate investing and you want to be in a room with people who are doing this every single day at a high level. Unlike most of these free meetups, the masterminds that you go to are usually going to come with a ticket price. So that way you know that if someone is in that group, they've paid good money to be there and therefore they are serious about investing in real estate. I would much rather be in a room with people who are serious about their craft, doing this every single day and networking with those cash buyers, as opposed to someone who just got done working their 9 to 5, comes to a meetup when they're done at the office and says, you know, I'm kind of thinking about getting a hard money loan and flipping my first house, but I'm not sure if I'll ever do it. I would much rather network with the people who are flipping 50, 100, 200 homes a year, as opposed to someone who I just meet at a free meetup who is kind of interested in flipping houses, but maybe they've never done a flip before. And don't get me wrong, at every single free meetup that I've gone to, I've always been able to find someone who was legit and actually flipping houses, but I would much rather be in a room where if I talk to 10 people, I know all 10 of those are serious cash buyers, as opposed to being in a room where if I talk to 10 people, I might find one who is a serious cash buyer. So that is why paid masterminds are for sure my favorite way to find cash buyers. And I haven't even talked about, it comes with the added benefit of getting to learn from all these flippers who are doing deals at a high level. If you are a brand new wholesaler, you are going to benefit tremendously from being around people that are doing deals in volume, as opposed to being in a room with a bunch of people who aren't really doing that much. So those are the reasons why I personally love masterminds as my favorite way to find cash buyers. And if you do want to join the mastermind that I'm in, you can either go to futureflipper.com, linked in the description, or you can send me a DM on Instagram and I would love to talk to you about getting you in the program. If you have any questions, make sure to drop it down below and I will do everything I can to clear up your questions. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. I appreciate your time and I will see you all next time. I am out of here.